All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video as Deebo Samuel went on the Amon-Ra St. Brown podcast with Amon-Ra and his brother. And Amon-Ra's got multiple brothers, so I'm not sure exactly which brother it is. But Deebo went on there and he talked about a number of things. Of course, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket chili. Tell them the Krug sent you. And this video is sponsored by Better, the official daily fantasy sponsor of the Krug Show. Use Better to make daily fantasy lineups and win real money. Download the app below. Make sure you use the promo code Niners to get your first deposit matched up to $200. Everyone who does is automatically entered in to win a free signed Ricky Pearsall jersey. We will announce the winner on Super Bowl Sunday. All right. Deebo Samuel went on the Amon-Ra St. Brown podcast, and he talked about a couple of things that I thought were interesting. One, let's hear Deebo talk about kind of his mindset when he runs the football and what he's thinking when he's got the ball in his hands.
Hey, can you tell me, dude, I've always wanted to ask you this, like, what goes through your head when you run the ball? Because I feel like you run like a sick fuck.
So, when I was growing up, my dad was my coach. And he used to be like, bro, every time you get it, you need to go try to score. And, bro, I swear that's like every time I touch it, I'm trying my best to get in the zone. Like every chance I touch it. That's why I go do a kick return.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So every time I get it, bro, my mentality is like, I know one person not tackling me by itself. So it's just like, all right, if it's one out here, it's just one versus one, he ain't got a chance.
But I remember last year or 2 years ago, you were at running back, and like every time you touched it, it would be like a touchdown, like, and not just like short one, but like 20-yard, 30-yard touchdown. Like,
yeah,
running backs aren't doing that. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I be trying so hard.
It's like, holy shit, that shit was insane.
Nah, but how much do you weigh, bro? Like, this shit, you can't just say I don't want to get tackled. Like, a nigga is 250, he's tackling if he grabs you. How much do you weigh?
225.
Okay, see, so you're bigger than I feel like than most people think.
Yeah.
Like before you hit him, it's like, oh, he's a receiver. No, this nigga is strong and 225. Like you're not just a DB is not tackling you. Like that's it's gonna be like a linebacker. He's basically like a running back playing receiver. With routes, like that's what I'm saying.
So there you go. I thought that was really interesting. Why? Because Deebo's like, man, that's why I return kicks. I think he returns kicks because he's really good at it. And it's funny, I thought one of the things that he brought up there was like, man, no one man's going to bring me down. Well, it's one of those things. Deebo's got really two kinds of runs, and he's right and he's wrong. When he's running like with the ball in his hands, parallel to the line of scrimmage, and he's looking for a hole to cut up field, anybody can bring him down. I mean, literally anybody. A corner, a safety, a linebacker, a lineman. He's running slow enough for the lineman, and he's running without force, and he's running without any kind of leverage because he's kind of hunting with his eyes for a hole. So when he's running east-west, what he said there about no one man can take me down, that's not the case. When he's running east-west, he lacks all power, and anybody can take him down. It's when he runs north-south that no individual can really take him down. It's when he gets 2, 3, 4 steps of north-south build-up speed. That's why he's so dangerous at the end of these kickoff returns. He gets 5, 6, 7 steps. He's 225 pounds going full bore, and he's right. Let's just say a kickoff coverage unit has, obviously 10 guys in the kicker. Of those 10 guys, there's probably only about 3 or 4 that weigh 225 pounds or more. So you got some smaller guys. And if you can build up a head of steam, man, you can make things happen. And I think you see that both on special teams as a kick returner, but you also see it when he does get north and south from scrimmage. He is a guy that nobody wants to bring down one-on-one when he's got a head of steam. So to me, what it's really about is run Deebo more, get him north and south as fast as possible, whether that's on special teams or from scrimmage. Get him, running. If you throw it to him in the flat and he's got his back to the defense, he's got to turn around and no. They're just going to bring him down. Anybody can tackle him. But if you can get him, almost 2 or 3 steps of going down the field, he's a really dangerous weapon. So to me, it's all about the utilization of Deebo. Is he a great receiver that frees up against man coverage? No. But he's a difference maker with the ball in his hands. And if you can get him in the right kind of play with the right, momentum going forward, he can give you a big play and take it to the house. I mean, he's a house call waiting to happen if you can get him the ball in 4 or 5 steps. But that's a big if. And what happens is they're trying to get him the ball so much as a runner. And, look at his runs. Even on short yardage. When he's going north-south, he moves the pile. When he's going east and west, he doesn't. So it's really more about the angle of the play and can you get Deebo in the right kinds of plays that show off his skill set. He doesn't have unbelievable full speed going full tilt in 2 steps. He doesn't have that. But if you give him 4 steps, man, good luck bringing him down. And if you can get him into that second and third level as a runner from scrimmage, he can make some huge plays. So there you go, a little bit of Deebo on his running style. And I thought it was interesting how his dad told him, hey, every time you get it, try to take it to the house, try to score. Because when you watch him, that's what it looks like. It looks like a guy who's got somebody in his head who told him, try to score, which is the right mindset for any running back, receiver, tight end, for any quarterback. You should always be thinking, let's score on this play. All right. Let's hear one more from Deebo. Deebo, once again, still on the Amon-Ra St. Brown podcast with Amon-Ra and his brother. And Amon-Ra brought up how Malik Mustafa rocked him a couple times in this game, and they talk about Mustafa. Let's hear them, a little discussion on the Niners rookie safety, Malik Mustafa, and then we'll touch on it as well.
Number 6 on your team? Who's that name?
A missile.
Oh my God, Nimi.
Yeah.
Bro,
I had to insert to get him, bro.
Came in hard.
The scouting report was he is going to stick his head in there, but nigga, he came so fast. Pause.
He don't slow down.
This nigga, bop! I fell down. I said, oh, shit.
Oh, he knocked you down?
He knocked me down. I said, oh, you got me. He's like, he got up. He started smiling. I was like, yeah. I said, just bring your face next time. Like, bring everything. He's like, okay, I got you. Next time, bro, Jameer pass blocked him. Woo! Hit him so hard, bro, cut Jameer's whole face open right here.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what happened, but he split
bro,
his
he's
face
bro. And what's so crazy, I don't know how, y'all camp be, bro, but, I camp against the defense we have, bro. Every day.
Y'all go full tackle?
Nah, you're not going to the ground, but when you thud, them boys.
Yeah, when you're blocking and shit,
when you thud them boys, they fit in the run. It's just dang, bro, we teammates, bro.
Right. That boy, he was hitting, bro. He might have been this year. He might have brought the most shit, bro, out of all the safeties I played. What is he, a rookie?
Where did he come
from?
Rookie.
I was about to say I've never seen.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's a rookie for sure.
I mean, that's wild that a guy would play wide receiver in the NFL like Amon-Ra does. And he's asking Deebo Samuel on a podcast that's being taped between week 17 and week 18 who Malik Mustafa is. He's a rookie? It's like, dude, he's a rookie. He's playing dumb there. He knew he was a rookie. But you know what? Man, that was an awesome segment just to listen to. First of all, the hit that Amon-Ra is talking about was probably Malik Mustafa's 50th least powerful hit of the year. I mean, did he hit Amon-Ra? Sure. Did he put him on his can? Yeah, he did. But he had no build-up speed, and it was more of just 2 steps on a shoulder, and Amon-Ra went down to the ground. We've seen Mustafa bring the absolute thunder. I mean, this guy hits like a ton of bricks. What a player. To me, Amon-Ra had the play of the year in this game against the Lions. It was Jahmyr Gibbs going east-west, headed towards the Lions sideline, and you had Mustafa on the other side of the field. And he dead sprinted across the field and forced Jahmyr Gibbs out of bounds and maybe got a little hit on him as well. I mean, that level of desire You know, when you see a guy sprint across the field full bore, I asked Nick Bosa about it, and he's like, yeah, man, I was looking to make the tackle, and he ran right by me. Malik Mustafa plays for keeps. If you could clone that guy, you would clone him. He's that kind of a physical football player. He's looking to hit you as hard as he possibly can. He's looking for the big starch hit. He's looking for the woo hit. He can play free safety. He could play strong safety. Man, he is something else. He is something else. And, it's like you see a guy when you're watching college football and you're thinking about the draft and you're looking for guys who might be in the draft. I think I saw him a year or two ago and thought, look at this guy. This guy's absolutely flying all over the place. And then you read about how he was the captain at Wake Forest and the leader of that defense. And then you watched him his final year there for the Deacons. And, man, he was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. So he's a hitter. He's a thumper. He will run. He will hit. He's different. I mean, there's no question. And Debo's talking about training camp. And training camp, everybody will be like, stay on your feet, keep everybody up. But the defenders, especially the second and third level defenders against the run, they're going to come flying up. Now, they're not going to wrap, but they're still going to come flying up and pop you in the face. And that's exactly what we saw from Malik Mustafa. I mean, he will step up and he will absolutely hit you and hit you in the face in the biggest way. So that was, watching Mustafa all year, it was incredible to watch him. And then hearing these guys talk about it, there's no question. Malik Mustafa gets your attention. He is a difference maker, and he will hit you. And to me, you got to find, who's like that on the Niner defense? Dre Greenlaw. Before that, Azeez Al-Shaair. Going way back, guys like Justin Smith. But, man, when you find these guys that live to hit, to run and hit and be violent, man, those are the guys you want on your defense. And I've seen a few of them during this bowl season for next year we'll talk about in the weeks ahead. But, man, Malik Mustafa is a difference maker. And it was good to hear Amon-Ra say, who is that? Who is that guy on your team, that number 6? Yeah, his name's Malik Mustafa. You'll remember that name going forward. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Better for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.